guys, and welcome back. This is Chosenarchitect. Today we're jumping back into some more All the Mods 7 to the Sky. Hope you guys are ready. Now, real big news, just wanted to mention this real quick. If you are a Patreon or Twitch subscriber or Discord premium member, all you have to do is hop onto the Discord and get access to the world download. The world downloads are available on the Discord, and Discord is super simple. All you have to do is find the link down in the description below, or type this in your web browser, discord.gg/chosenarchitect, and of course, that'll link you directly there. It is super amazing, and you can join the over 25,000 members that we now have over on Discord. So be sure to check that out. And of course, guys, let's get on with today's video. So we are now 30 episodes in, and oh my goodness, have we gotten a lot done. Now, really, we've only touched on the magic side of things. We've done a little bit of the attack, but there's a big mod in here called Mekanism that I'm gonna have to get into, and I'm gonna need a lot of space to do this. And so today, we're gonna focus on building another area that is gonna go underneath our base, because I don't wanna go up top. This whole area is eventually going to be set up for mystical agriculture. So I don't want to have this area used up. And I don't think Mekanism would even fit in this area, honestly. So I kind of have a plan. I play this game outside of this called Destiny 2. And well, that game has some pretty awesome megalithic structures that are inside of it. And well, I plan on making one of those today. So it's going to be kind of triangle. It's going to be inspired by Destiny, at least. And we're gonna try and do it. I think we can do it with the builder, and we should be able to do it with some red accents. I think we're gonna do gray concrete and red. I think that's really gonna make this pop, and it's all gonna go underneath. Now, the good part about going underneath here is, by the way, I went ahead and made a teleportation wand. Super easy to make. If you hold shift, you can teleport through walls. And if we go down here, our Y level, because we're in 118, feel free to just keep going down, because we're at Y level 0 right now. Y level 0, we can keep going down all the way to Y level 64. So yeah, we have a lot of distance underneath here, even though it may not seem like it. We have a lot. So let's get started with this builder and figure out exactly the shape that I want to add to the bottom of this, because eventually, you know, I'm not super worried about what it looks like on the outside. The inside is what I'm worried about. So disregard the way this looks on the outside. It's absolutely atrocious, and it was never meant to look good on the outside. So let's go ahead and get this set up. All I need here is the builder itself, and we're going to need to give it some power. So I'm going to slap some power onto the side, make sure it is selected. Bam, we're good to go. And then now we need to, of course, make sure we have enough power, but we also need a shape guard. Now, I'm not doing a quarry where I'm clearing an area out. I'm actually going to use this to build, which is going to be kind of nice. So if I open this up, I can set some dimensions. I want myself a, let's see, shaped cylinder, a prism. And I don't know if I'm able to see this. I want it hollow. And let's set this to, I don't know, 25 by 25 right now, by 25. And let's just see what this looks like. We're going to do an offset of minus 25 for now, just to see how far down it's going to actually place this. So I'm going to install the module just to be able to preview what this is going to look like. Okay. And so as you can see, this is almost exactly what I want. However, I want two sides of this. I don't want it so far down, and I want it a lot larger. So this is almost like perfect. So we need a prism. That bottom is going to be removed. Now, is there a prism in here that is upside down? So we have prism, torus, cone, composition. Unfortunately, compositions don't exist anymore, really. Top dome, bottom dome, top dome. Maybe the domes are round. Huh. There's just prism. And I don't think there's a way to flip these upside down anymore, because there used to be a composer. I mean, at least we're going to be able to get the top half of it. I might have to hand build the bottom. Ouch. So I think this is ready to go. However, there are a ton of mobs. So I'm going to need to use a torch. Maybe, I think down in the bottom here. Yeah, things are going to get a little rough. Let's get down here. Let's go ahead and just place a torch. But this is exactly where this is going to go, I think. just like that. All the mobs are gone. Actually, I might need to cobblestone this up, because I think it ended up placing it right on the bottom where it shouldn't have gone. So let's get this set up. There we go. And we can break this. Okay, so now mobs should not be spawning anymore inside of our template. Let's go ahead and preview that. Perfect. Bats are going to spawn, unfortunately, but we need to get this thing building. So what I need is some sort of storage. We can do a barrel for right now. That is going to be fine. We just need some sort of storage on the top. There we go. And I'm going to also place my transportation table on the top, because I need to get materials from here into this. It's all going to be gray. So let's go ahead and make sure we have that listed out. And this all needs gray. Make sure I turn this simulation off. And then all I need is a lever. And we should be able to get this thing built. Now, unfortunately, I'm going to have to hand build the bottom half. And that is going to be incredibly painful. But I'm going to get it done. By the way, if you're wanting to know what the dimensions are on this, I went ahead and with 45, 49, and 45 with one -1, which is putting it right underneath there. As you can see, it's already out of gray. So yeah, I'm going to have to consistently fill this up for right now until it is done building this. So I know it's incredibly dark, but it is done. The top half is done. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go 3 blocks below here. It looks like it missed an area. Oh no, it's just lit up. So yeah, incredibly dark, I know. But I need to clear out the entire bottom section. This section right here. Not going to be too difficult to do. I just need to run across like this and delete this whole section. And then I'm going to go 3 blocks below. 3 blocks below this part. The 1, 2, and then 3. And then I'm going to build this down there, but upside down. This whole thing is going to go down, but upside down. And I got to do it all by hand. So I have successfully completed the bottom half. And yes, this did take quite a while. But there's some more stuff I want to do. But as you can see, this does give this a really cool look. But the thing is we're going to be utilizing this middle section along here. So we're actually going to be setting everything up within here. And now on the outsides, I actually have a plan to have like this run out like this on all the sides, at least for a short distance, just sort of give this a kind of a cool futuristic vibe, I guess you could say. And so these are going to run along the edges and be sort of, I don't know, like a road thing that's leading out. And I got to get this done for all the sides. So I have done it. Dun da da da. This right here is going to become my mechanism area. And yes, I think it's large enough. I think it is quite the structure. However, half of it was done by the builder, so I can't take all the credit. But I did go ahead and build out the sides here to give them a little bit more of a sort of an alien structure. Yes, I don't mind what's above it. Doesn't I didn't set out to make this look good on the outside, but man, from the map and everything, it does add to everything. And we are going to be most likely teleporting like here anyways. So we are going to have some telepads that are going to teleport us to this area. So quite awesome. So now that I have that part done, you know what? I should have done this a long time ago. And I know you guys have been begging me to do this for quite a while. Well, actually, you've been begging me to do a couple of things for quite a while. And I've seen it in the comments because I do read the comments. And one was, well, why don't you make the backpack upgrade to eat for you? And we can do that. Let's take a look at the backpack mod. And as you can see, we can actually go ahead and get the upgrade. All I need is some glistening melon, and bam, I have myself a feeding upgrade. Now the advanced one lets you choose what foods and so on, but I should be fine with just installing this module right here, and then making sure I select, I believe we can select, let's see, block or allow. Let's create an allow list, put that in there, and now it'll automatically eat for us whenever our hunger gets down low enough. So I've done that. Now I've also had some requests for making a slime sling, even though I don't know why I would make a slime sling at this point in the game. But we do have like an ender slime sling, which is like the highest tier. This does require some regular ender slime balls. I think I have. So I have this slime. We do have ender slime. I don't know why I don't have ender slime balls, unless they are inside my tablet. That I probably actually have them. So slime, I do not have those particular slime balls, but I do have ender slimes. So why would I not have this? This is and this is coagulated slime. So yeah, there we go. I do have it. Also make sure to throw some of these in there. So perfect. So I guess that would be the top tier slime sling. Now I know each of these slime slings do different things. Like they all do different stuff. So this one charge up is pointed at a wall and it says come out the other side. So you can teleport through a wall. This one charges up and let go and get back in the air. So so you slime boots will save your life. And this one's also charge up, aim low, get the fling. So I think this one flings you forward, this one flings you backwards, and this one flings you through walls. I think it flings you through walls? Let's see. Yeah, this one will let you teleport through things. But also so does this. So whereas this also lets you teleport to where you're looking at, like an ender pearl. So if I look at this block right here, it'll teleport me to that block. If I hold shift, it'll teleport me through the wall. So will the slime sling. It'll teleport you through the wall. So there, I've made it. I've answered a couple of the suggestions that you guys have asked me to do in the comment section. So there you go. There you go. I have made them. I have done them. You can no longer be mad at me. So before we get started with Mekanism, I want to make my life a little, ooh, look at this. Rebounding. Yeah, I want to make my life a little bit easier. And I want to upgrade my applied energistics stuff. I'm going to go ahead and grab some of these. These are things that we don't get access to other than through this guy. So yeah, I want to upgrade this and I've already started kind of working on it. Look out, buddy. Right over here. I've disconnected this auto crafting section. I've got to move it back because what I'm going to do is I'm going to put one of these modular assemblers in each one of these corners here. And this should make it this should give me a lot more storage. I've already crafted up 32 of each, 32 of the pattern providers and the assemblers. And so yeah, I've just got to get to work on moving all of these back. And yeah, these contain all the patterns. Oh, it's a lot of stuff. A lot of stuff. But yeah, this right here, this is all I'm doing. I'm moving everything back. Also, while I'm at it, I am going to be putting the patterns back in. And we're going to be getting more patterns now, which is great. I don't know why that says invalid pattern. Oh, that's right, because they changed the recipe of some stuff. That's good to know. That is good to know. I need to check those out, by the way. Because yeah, there was some stuff that was changed in the pack that ruined a bunch of my auto crafting setup. So I think I've done this correctly and tried not to break all of my cables and break my whole network. I have this running up here. Everything still looks good. I moved all of my cables down to make it a little bit easier so we can make some cable anchors. I do have a few of them. Actually, we don't have to make them at all. But if you were going to make them, you do have to have these, this is like quartz mining knife. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to plop them right here. And this is going to separate my cables so that way I don't end up with a mess running through here. Actually, you know what? I may not even need cable anchors, but if you wanted to separate your cables, this is how you would do it. Yeah, I'm going to have to break through the whole cable thing here. I was going to line them here, but I'm thinking now I could probably just extend it from the top and connect via the top. You know what? That'd probably work a little bit better. And I wouldn't have to worry about, you know, all of the stuff that I'm doing right now. Oh man. You gotta think, I gotta think things through more, I guess. So what I'm gonna need though is I'm gonna need more of this dense cable, I think. So I'm gonna have dense cable here, and this needs to run, I think I'm gonna need at least 2. We need at least 2 in length. Now this is where a cable anchor is going to come in handy. So a cable anchor definitely needs to go here, so that way these do not connect. As you can see, they're not connected there. I don't need this connected to it. That'll break everything in my other dimension. So can I go ahead and get some crafting done? Looks like I'm missing a few things. One, like I'm missing my dense cables for some reason in my autocraft. Perfect. I'm actually going to get to use 32 channels. Like our first fully used 32 channel side. There we go. This whole thing is using 32 of 32 channels to connect in. So that means I actually don't need this or this. All I have to do is extend this out one more. I was kind of overthinking this whole setup. And then just connect these two in. And bam, we have a lot more storage. So as you can see, device online. Oh man, this is going to be a lot more. All right, let's see. Oh, I did not mean to go into the mob farm. Can I get over here? Thank you. It does teleport you quite a distance away. Okay, auto crafting. Let's take a look at how much space we now have. Okay, so molecular assembler, 48. Oh boy, there's a lot more space now. So this is going to make things a lot easier for me, because when we get into Mekanism, I want all kinds of things auto crafted, and when we get into it, we're gonna have to really automate some of the basic mechanics. That's going to be our first task, isn't it? Is automating Mekanism. So I have moved down into the new area since we were talking about automating Mekanism, and I think I'm going to do that today. We're going to go ahead and get the basics of Mekanism done, and we're going to do that in the top of our pyramid. I think that's going to make total sense. And so all I got to do is basically pop through here, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to move some of this stuff. I don't need this cable here or anything like that. I'm going to be attaching to the bottom of our network, and I'm going to bring down some dense cable, and we're going to have 32 channels that's going to run here. However, we only are going to need a few channels. This is going to be 5 machines, so we have 7 total machines right here, and this is basically all we need to get the basics going. So we need infused alloy, we're going to need reinforced alloy, and then we're going to need atomic alloy. So the two things, this one requires redstone and iron. This is going to require enriched diamond, which is why we have our 2 enrichment chambers. So this right here is enriched diamond. So we have diamond going into an enrichment chamber. Very simple. And then we'll move that elsewhere. And then for this, we have to have another metallurgic that is going to be using more of that diamond, as you can see right there. And this will use enriched diamond. And then we also need obsidian dust. I think the obsidian dust is the reason why I have another enrichment chamber, because you may think crusher, but no, this actually uses an enrichment chamber. So we have 2 enrichment chambers. One is going to be used, honestly, to make the enriched versions of these things. So we can use it to make like enriched coal or enrich whatever. Whereas this one's going to be used just to crush obsidian. These will be turned into factories as well once we have this all set up. So first things first is I need to get some patterns, and I need to get my applied energy sticks down here. So for each and every one of these, I have to go in and I'm going to be programming the sides. So the way I want this to work is on the items selection, which is what I'm on. I'm going to set this to auto eject, so that way it automatically sends, because I believe this automatically sends the items into the machine. I mean, I really hope it sends the items. If not, I'm going to have to lift this up, and we're going to have a different way of managing things. But I'm really hoping it actively pushes the items into it. There's no way. Ignore the contents of the target inventory. Do not push crafting ingredients of pattern input. So I'm pretty sure it pushes the items in. So with that known, and it looks like we can do not push crafting ingredients if the inventory contains a pattern input. Okay. So with this, to set up the config, I should be able to set up and move this around. I can move this screen around so I can see what I'm working with here a little bit better. We make sure that's off. We are going to have this send this item, which is the yellow. Now the problem is I don't know if I can send specifically to this side, I'm going to have to pull the items out, and I may have to have a cable that also pushes the items into the face, because this cannot be set input output purple top. I don't think that has to do with anything. Extra input output purple top. Yeah, man, I'm gonna have to work out this whole thing. So I've done a little bit of testing to see what I can't get working, or what I can get working. I even tried with laser IO. These do not directly input into like something like laser IO. So I tried to do that. Unfortunately, laser IO doesn't count as like an inventory that this needs to pull into, and this doesn't actually have an inventory. So it needs to go into some sort of inventory, and it can push into a chest, but I found that it doesn't exactly push into the metallurgic infuser properly, which is kind of a pain. So I have this sort of thing set up. Actually, this needs to go a little bit higher. It needs to go up here. We need barrels on this, just like so. And this is basically how I've been setting them up. And then I will use some of my logistic cables to just go ahead and pipe this stuff in. Now, for the back area, I might be able to do something interesting, but let's talk about this. So at the moment I have this, it's going to be basically sending out 2 items, and those need to go into these machines. And then the output, the existing output, needs to like come out here somewhere, and it needs to go into an import bus. Now I don't know if I can have this directly connect to an import bus. I mean, I can try. There's an import bus, and all I would need is some cables. Grab, let's see, how many of these smart cables do we have? Is that enough? And will this actually connect, or do I have to have it connected to this? These are questions that I do not have the answer to. Slowly learning. The device is offline, which probably means it does need to be connected. Or it probably needs power is what it needs. Let's go ahead and craft, what is it, 1 more of these? So that should then be powered. This is now online. However, this, is not doing what I wanted to do. So what I can do here is just put a barrel, right? That should work. We're using barrels, so might as well use another barrel here. I mean, I'm just trying to get this set up in the simplest way possible. Okay, so now each of these machines need to be configured properly. What we're going to need is we are going to need to basically split these two, the front faces. We can clear this out, make sure auto extract is on. And we can say top is going to be one of our inputs. And then we need the front, which is this. The front is going to need to be yellow. And then we're going to define the back, which is this one down here. And that is going to be this blue color, which is going to be our output. And I've got to assign that for all of these machines. This one's a little bit easier. I'm still going to need an import cable, but I'm thinking what I can do is I can just put a barrel right here, and I can make another importer, and that can go on the front. I'm trying to get this down. I think the hard part is still yet to come, but yeah, this should, I'll get this all figured out. Now, one thing that should really help me, I think, is the configuration card. So you can see received configuration data from the metallurgic infuser, and I just pasted that information. So as you can see, it actually transfers all of that data over and makes setting up multiple machines really, really easy. Now, all of these machines should have the same settings. So I think I have everything set up, and I believe it this time. So routed right here, let's go ahead and start with our first one. That is going to be the infused alloy. And I believe I have a pattern already defined for it. So this is the pattern right here. And so to test this out, let's see if this is going to work. Basically, I have this set 1-to-1, sending 1 dust, 1 iron, and it should give me an infused alloy. So if I go to craft one, let's go ahead and remove these. If I go to craft just one of them, should send the required items and should know where to go. And as you can see, it's doing it. Now, of course, this is really slow at the moment, but we'll be able to speed it up pretty quickly once we turn these into factories. and also apply the upgrades. So as you can see, the crafting job is finished. That is perfect. So now we have to define a job for each one of these and get all of our patterns set up, and we should be good. Now, one thing I'm definitely going to need right off the bat is, let's go ahead and get, let's see, obsidian, because I think I need this for the pattern. Actually, you know what? I could probably just drag and drop, can't I? Yeah, I think I can. So, for example, let's go ahead and craft this. So this needs to go into the metallurgic infuser. Actually, yeah, metallurgic infuser. So as you can see, it requires this recipe, but this is actually not the proper recipe, I believe, for this. So this right here, it will tell us this generates 80 millibuckets, and to actually create this, it only uses 10 millibuckets. So really the recipe would be 8 of this dust. So it'd be 8 of this regular dust, which I believe we get from the enrichment chamber. Yeah. So yeah, let's go ahead and actually set up this. This will be the enrichment chamber. 8 of them is what we need, and we should be able to change the actual recipe number for this specific craft here. So, let's see. Am I able to grab the dust? Oh, like this is all new to me, like setting up these recipes. Do I have to hit like control or something? Because that's just removing the recipe. Let's grab obsidian dust. So yeah, unless I'm doing something wrong, maybe you guys can let me know down in the comments below, but it's not letting me add or anything like that without having the actual items. So we're gonna have to do this by ourselves. So let's go ahead and grab some obsidian, and we need to get this enriched up first. So we need at least one of these, I believe, before we can actually start making the patterns. That's the fun of this. So with that, at least we know this is going in here. And then that is going to get pulled, right? Yeah, just slow. It's just slow. Okay, so long as we have one here, this should make things go a little bit faster. So yeah, I can actually add to this. You can see. And so the number that we need is 8, right? So we need 8 because this right here equals 80. And these are all the math things that we have to do. And from this, we notice that it only uses 10 to actually create this. So that should be the correct number. This will end up creating 8 of those. And we need to also define this, the refined obsidian. Problem is, if I click it, it goes away. So I'm actually going to have to make all of this first, at least once, before we can modify any of the recipes. So it all should be fixed now. And just to make, this is actually one of the harder recipes to define. This should work. So I think, what is it, 7? If we put 7 on there, that makes it 8. And then all we need is 1 to increase this. 8. And now we have a perfect pattern. So that's just one of the many patterns I have to make. Of course, I have to do this one as well. And then we also need to make sure that we know this is using 20. And then on a one of these, you can scroll. This is going to give me 80. So we know we're going to get 4 of those crafts out of that. And I'm probably going to have to craft all of these. So after a little bit of grinding, I now have everything set up. We have the pattern. We have that all set up. Of course, there's some other things that we're going to have to add to this later on. But as of right now, this is what we need to get started with, just the basics. And well, we now have it all automated. And the good part about this is I can now spend all of this that we have set up. Let's actually grab this. We can actually spend all of this to make upgrades. So we can actually utilize all of this stuff for all of the upgrades to come. Speaking of upgrades, factory upgrades are going to be some of the best things that we can make. And the actual upgrade component themselves to upgrade these machines are called installers. So if I go ahead and create a pattern for those, and we just throw it in here. Actually, that's the wrong place. This is actually in the barrels. We need to throw this down here. So let's grab patterns. Actually, mechanism should show up right here. So we have 7 machines down there. Let's see if we can craft 7 of them. And this alone is going to speed this up tremendously. I think with that, we're going to be waiting on at least our basic tier. So let's go ahead and use them. So all we got to do is basically shift right click on the machine and it converts it into a factory and retains its settings. So this is going to help out a lot. You can see we can set these to auto sort, and that's going to allow it to do 3 times the processes at the moment. It's going to do 3 items at a time. And of course, we can continue to upgrade these as we get more and more items. And of course, along with speed upgrades, we're going to be trucking along. We're going to have this fully upgraded, hopefully, by next episode. Well, guys, with that, I hope you enjoyed today's episode. Of course, I think I got a lot done. I got a ton of building done. Just look at the thing down below us. It's just quite insane. It's like an entirely different area. And I'm so glad how great that turned out. But of course, guys, I think it's time to thank the sponsor of today's video. And that, my friends, is going to be a huge thanks going to Rogue Tater Cake. I believe this all fits in here. Yeah, there we go. Thank you so much for your amazing support, by the way, over on the Discord, becoming a Discord premium member. And of course, guys, if you are a premium member of any tier, whether it's on Patreon or Twitch, or even on Discord Premium, be sure to get your world download. This will be available as of the time of the video going live. So be sure to check that out over on Discord, discord.gg/Chosenarchitect. Also, while you're there, it's getting close to the holiday season. And if you're interested in some merch, all you got to do is go to chosenarchitect.store and check out some awesome merch that we got over there. If you're looking for a great hoodie, it's a great time to grab one. So guys, I hope you enjoyed. I'll see you in the next one. Click that subscribe button, give this video a thumbs up. And as always, thanks for watching.